Okay, so today I'm gonna tell you guys about owning a sports car in your early 20s and why you should do it, why you shouldn't do it, the pros and cons to owning a somewhat expensive car in your early 20s. Okay, so sorry, my mouth's a little dry, so I'm gonna try and talk through this, but it's gonna be a little bit of a struggle. So if you don't know me, you don't need to know me, but what you can know is that I drive an F10 M5 and F10 BMW M5, and this car was about $19,000 and then cash. And then I also owned a CLS 63 AMG that this channel has never seen, but I did own it prior, and that was like another $20,000 car. So yes, you guys are probably hearing this and thinking, why were these cars so cheap? These are $30,000 cars. Well, all I do all day is just scroll through Facebook and look for some rich guy selling his old sports car that he doesn't really care about. He's gonna go sell it and buy like jet skis or whatever. So first, I'm gonna start off with the pros, okay? Because I don't want to start out negative on the video. The pros of owning sports cars like this at a young age is, first, the experience. These are two luxury cars, two of the most top luxury brands, BMW and Mercedes. They're the staples of luxury and performance, pretty much. And they are very luxurious. When you're 19, 20, because those are the ages I bought these cars. When you're 19 and 20 and you got fucking massaging seats, heated and cooled seats, you got heated steering wheel, sunshades in the back, Bang & Olufsen $5,000 premium sound system, all the bells and whistles, you know, all the luxury. Think about any luxury you could have in a fucking car. This thing's got it, baby. So, and the other Mercedes that I had, it had these side bolsters that hug you when you turn the car, it adjusts. Just all the bells and whistles, man, seriously. So you have that, because usually if you started driving when you were a teenager, your car was probably pretty shitty, you probably didn't have much to it, you know, seats were uncomfortable, whatever. This is like a whole new ball game when you jump into these BMW and Mercedes. And make sure you get ones with nice options too. Don't get the fucking base model. If we're gonna do this, don't get a fucking base model sports car. They're not as nice, or base model luxury car, I should say. They're not as nice as this. But second, they're really fast. They serve that thrill you have as a young driver to go out and have fun, be fast. If you got a rear wheel drive car like this one, you know, you can slide, do all the fun shit. So there's that. This isn't really a pro for me because personally I'm not a fan of like having the attention on me, but when you drive a really nice car like this, it does come with a lot of attention. You know, people saying nice car, you know, people wanting to drive the car, people wanting to ride the car. These specific cars, not so much, but depending on what you get, like if you got like a Corvette or something, you get a lot of attention from women. If you're a guy, you get a lot of attention from women, and if you're a woman driving one of these, then you're gonna get a lot of male attention because a lot of them know what it is. But you know, you get a lot of woman attention. For me, I'd say as far as the women, this 5 Series, it has soft closing doors, so I can put my girlfriend in the car and just like barely shut the door and it shuts the rest of the way. It's massaging her, she's very comfortable. It has individual climate control compared to like when you're in a Honda Civic, it's all one. It has individual climate control, so she can be at whatever temperature she wants to be at, and she can be hot, I can be cold, you know? So there are a lot of pros to owning cars like this because the amenities that come with them, the driving experience, you know, being able to experience fast cars like this at a young age is the best, because that's when you want to experience them the most, is when you're young. And to move on all of these pros and having these experiences with this car have led me to not want it anymore. And that will start us off with the cons. First, you don't want to go straight to the top, okay? You want to work your way up and climb the ladder. There's more of a sense of achievement when you climb the ladder, right? This is not, obviously, this is not the best, most expensive sports car you can buy. But now I have experienced some of the top levels of performance and the top levels of luxury. And it's made me realize how much it's not worth it to me as a young individual. Now, obviously, when you're in your older years, it can feel more worth it to you as a toy, you know, get away, or you can experience it with your family and your kids or whatever. But this $20,000 that I have, and I actually did a breakdown video on how much I've actually spent on this car, and it's more closer to $30,000 cash. This is what, keep this in mind, this is all cash. These cars are not financed. So I've spent close to $30,000 on this car, and I'm 21 years old. The problem with that is you have so much money tied into one thing that is not making you any money. Yes, it is providing a great experience, and I love the experience of driving this car, but having this car has only lost me money. And no, not everything is about money, but what people have to understand is in your early 20s, this is the time where you're building your foundation, so that when you're 30, 40, yeah, it's not about the money, it's about having fun. Because not all of my money is tied into this thing, okay? Of course, not every dollar that I own is tied into this thing. I still have a comfortable savings account. But say if I had an extra $30,000 that wasn't tied into this car, I can invest in a new company that I want to start, or buy a company that already exists, use this as a down payment. I personally already own a home. I already own real estate. But in your case, you know, it could have been, this is an extra $30,000 to put down on a house. You get what I'm saying? When you have this kind of money at a young age to be able to afford a nice car, an expensive car, your money should not be going to the car. It should be going to investments to build you long-term wealth. Because yeah, you can have the holy fucking traffic. Holy shit. I'm fucked. Well, give me a second. I am fucked. I won't even remember what I was saying, but the point is, you want to be able to invest that $30,000 into something that's going to bring you a return, because you never know, that $30,000 you invest into something could return you 10x, 20x, whatever the case may be. So you definitely don't want to be tying that kind of cash into a car. Same thing, same scenario as if you were financing something. You could be financing equipment for a company that you wanted to start or whatever, instead of a nice car. You buy the car after you find a different level of success. Another con, the maintenance on a sports car, unless you drive like a Civic Si, is gonna be insane. I mean, I literally thought that I would be the one guy who never has a horror story about spending a bunch of money on a BMW or whatever. No. Preventative maintenance costs a lot, because when you own sports cars, you want to do preventative maintenance so you don't blow up this fucking multi-$10,000 asset, and then you have to do the regular maintenance, which could be something crazy. Okay, let me give you an example. This is an M5. Although it is an F10, it is 2 chassis old. To replace my brakes is still a $3,000 to $4,000 job. maybe $2,800 if I do it myself. $3,000. That is something you will not get around when you're driving a sports car. Whether it's an old ass sports car, a brand new sports car, whatever, those part prices don't change. They'll still charge you like the shit's brand new. So when it comes to maintenance, I actually work on cars myself, and I still have to pay crazy amounts in maintenance because you cannot get around the parts costs. You can try and throw all aftermarket shit on, but some of it's not worth it. There's not big aftermarkets for a lot of these sports cars when it comes to maintenance stuff. Unless, like I said, you drive a Honda or a Lexus F car or something like that, and you know, whatever. But if you want the pure performance and you want the car to stay true to its performance, then a lot of times you have to get the OEM parts on an expensive car. That's gonna run you. I mean, I'm about $10,000 in maintenance in 1 year of ownership. 1 year. And that's probably gonna be the average cost of maintenance on every year of ownership annually. Sorry, I'm kind of blanking. That's another thing. A third thing, man, is you having a cool car in your early 20s. It's cool in the moment, but I know a lot of guys that were so focused on having a cool car when they were young that when they're older, they can't afford a cool car. Now, it's one thing, you can be older and not want a cool car and not want an expensive car, but then you could afford it when you're 20, but you can't afford it when you're 30. After, you know, you're establishing your career, or you should be establishing your career after, you know, you got kids, family, whatever. So I always preach, grind hard, save, and invest in your early 20s so that you can live financially free or more financially comfortable after you turn 30. Let me put it like this. You're only gonna be in your 20s for 10 years. That's 10 years of your adulthood. And it may seem like a long time right now just saying it to you, but let me put it in this perspective. Now, once you turn 30, let's say, God willing, you live to be 65. That's 35 years of your life. You could sacrifice 10 years out of 45 years of saving up your money, investing, being frugal, not blowing it. And it's not like you're broke, you're just being frugal. And then the next 35 years of your life, you can be financially comfortable. Put it into that perspective. I know we're young and we want everything now. Now you can. There are the anomalies that, you know, they get the nice car and they do really well for themselves, like in income wise, and then they do it big both ways. But I'm just telling you, for the average person, because when I was in high school, I dreamed of owning cars like this. And it was like, as soon as I got enough money to do it, I jumped right into it. And I won't say that I regret owning these cars, because it was a good experience. It is an experience that I had in life, and I'm learning and I'm teaching you guys from the experience that I had that it's not worth it. I won't say I regret it, but I don't think it's worth it. I think it's more important if you have 50 grand, like I was teaching in my last video I just recorded about having 50 grand saved up. If you have 50 grand saved up, there's two things you should be looking forward to with that. Either investing in a business or investing in real estate. Those are the two things you really should be looking at. And whether your business is flipping cars, that's fine. If you're buying these cars to flip them and you know you're gonna make a profit on them, yeah, that's whatever. But you shouldn't be buying cars for leisure. You shouldn't be buying cars for fun. You shouldn't be buying cars for attention. You should be buying cars for commuting and reliability. Now, I'm telling you guys this from experience. I'm literally living this right now. I am by no means broke or struggling, or however you want to put it, but I would definitely be happier to have the $30,000 that I spent on this car either in a high interest savings account, in an index fund, in a business, in more real estate, or the real estate that I own, increasing the property value, using it to make renovations to the home, that money will be a lot more useful, because I know that over the years, that compounding will turn into something way bigger than a $20,000-$30,000 car. It'll be $100,000 car. Then we start playing with the big boys. You know, instead of having a fucking 10-year-old sports car, now you got the current model year of that sports car. Now you got a better sports car. So keep that in mind. This M5 actually is for sale. I am selling this car because I thought about it. I'm like, why am I putting so much into this and there's no return? I can be putting this money into other things. I could be doing better things with my real estate, side hustles, whatever. Sorry, mouth is really dry. Whatever the case may be, it's just not, it's not optimal to be spending your money on these things in your early 20s. And you guys know, if you watch these videos, I kind of ramble on because I'm seriously just talking to people. These videos is like talking to you man to man, man to woman, man to man, and just telling you from personal experience what I can, the knowledge I can give you guys. Like I said, I won't say I regret it. If you go out and do it, that's on you. But I'm just saying from personal experience, there are better ways to spend your money. And the older guys will always tell you this. All the older guys will tell you this, and you're still gonna go buy that car and you're still gonna go blow half your money on it. But seriously, if you really want to be driving something big and bad, let's say you want an older M3, a BMW M3. You spend $30,000 on this older M3. Yeah, this is really the thing. But that $30,000, you could have flipped that and been driving a new M3, a brand new model year, current model year M3. So I'm just putting that out for you guys. Don't tie so much money into the car. And once you're in it, you have to understand that you have to commit to it. Because if you just try and sell the car right away, you're just gonna lose your money and you're gonna feel like a fool because you just lost $5 or whatever. You have to commit to owning this car or selling this car. And one thing I will say when it comes to selling the car, try and get rid of it before you need the money. Okay? So if you know, you should live your life where you know in the next 6 months, yes, live in the present, but you should know in the next 6 months, could something happen that I will need this cash? Could there be an opportunity that comes about that I need this cash? And you need to start thinking, okay, I should probably start selling some of these depreciating assets like cars. And you want to sell the car before you need the money. Because if you need the money right then and there, you're gonna let go of the car and lose a lot more than you should. You're gonna let somebody talk you out of it, let somebody talk you down. You're gonna be desperate for money, so you're gonna get rid of it for nothing as long as you cash out. But I don't know who they're honking at, but you want to sell it when you don't need the cash, because now you can negotiate and get the most out of it that you need. But I wonder who these guys are honking at. You can get the most out of it that you need, but don't be greedy. That's the other side of it. Don't be greedy, because then you won't get the sale trying to hold out too heavy on it. So say if I want to sell this car for $20,000 and I'm like, nah, let me try and push $25,000 out of it, and I'm declining people that are offering $20,000. Time will go by, and more time will go by, and then you'll need that $20,000, and nobody will want to pay it anymore. Now you gotta settle for $18,000, whatever. So don't become too greedy. List it at fair market value or a little bit over, and get the most money you can out of it, because these are prime years to have some big cash in the bank account and use it to leverage to build real wealth and financial comfortability. I don't like saying financial freedom. That's not really what I preach here, but being financially comfortable is the most important thing. You know, because some people, they want to work their whole life, but you know, they don't want to be living paycheck to paycheck. So I'm gonna teach you how to be comfortable, how to not have a nice car, have a nice house, you know, have a decent job, and keep the money flowing in. So moral of the story, guys, hold out on buying those expensive cars. Try and use that cash that you would use to buy a car to invest in yourself, invest in a company, and try and double that cash, triple that cash, do whatever. And then you can start looking for a nice car, because then you can get a way better car if you really put that money and let the money work for itself. So that's all I got for you today, guys, and I'm out.